So something's going on in stores across the country, and it's starting out with a select few and it is building up. Right now, I have seen some videos talking about this whole situation.
All right, guys, it finally happened. I don't know if it's like this in every state so far, but in Wisconsin, we've gotten rid of pennies. I'm pretty sure it's nationwide, but I don't know. I don't go too far. I don't pay cash a lot. I'm a card guy. I used to be a cash guy, but nobody really takes it anymore. Well, all I had was cash. I forgot my card. I go through McDonald's drive-thru, and it was $9.48. So I gave the lady $9.50, and she's like, "All right, have a good one." And I didn't say anything, but for a moment in my head, my cheap ass said, "I want my 2 cents back. Where the f are my pennies?" Anybody else deal with this before?
Okay, I was in Buc-ee's and I paid with cash. And the total was like $7.94. And not only was she a little confused on change, which is fine, no big deal, but it irritated the hell out of me because instead of giving me 6 cents back, she only gave me a nickel. She didn't give me the penny. Now you may think, oh, it's just a penny. But it has happened to me so many times over the last several months that I've noticed when I pay with cash that they will not give me the pennies or all the additional change. They'll just round it up. And even though it may be a minimal amount, at the end of the day, it's my money and I get to decide whether I leave it there in the change cup or put it in my wallet.
So I just bought some shit from Sprout and I'm at the cashier's, and while she's taking my cash, she's like, "Oh yeah, we don't have pennies." And I remember hearing something about that, but I was like, okay, that's weird. And so she's supposed to give me $11.28 back, but she ends up giving me $11.25 back. That's not okay, right? Like I literally did not get my change back. Like how is that legal? Like I don't, at least up it. Give me $11.30. What the f?
So I just watched a video where a guy was in Home Depot and he like went crazy because guess what, the whole penny thing, Home Depot is rounding down and they taking people's pennies instead of giving out extra pennies. I'm with them, right? It's not about the dollar amount, it's the principle. These companies make a lot of money, and just think about if Home Depot has 2,000 locations and each one kept $10 worth of pennies every day. That's $20,000 a day. Make sure you get your pennies.
If you work in retail or any place where you are the person controlling the cash register, and I pay with cash, give me my damn change. I don't care if it's a penny. Hand it here. Okay? Furthermore, stop assuming people don't want their change. It's my money. I need it now. Lastly, stop getting an attitude about people standing there waiting for their change. Just give it to them because it's not your money. And your boss isn't going to give you a raise for stealing from people because that's what you're doing by not giving them their change. Thank you.
You may not feel this way. Let me say this again. You may not feel this way, but I have some questions because I don't understand how we are going to transition into no longer using pennies. I know they're not making pennies anymore, but there are still a lot of pennies out there. The place that I work, if someone were to pay with cash, we round up their change. Like if their change is $17.01, if I don't have pennies in my drawer, I give them $17 and a nickel. But today I went to Ulta and I paid with cash, which is very rare for me. I gave them $18 and my bill was $17.22. She gave me 75 cents back, which had we had pennies, it would have been 78 cents. Again, let me say this. It's not about the 3 pennies. It's the fact that Ulta rounded down instead of rounded up. And maybe that's what most stores are doing. And maybe just the store that I work at is different and we're rounding up instead of down. But if Ulta does that with every person that pays cash, people don't realize that adds up. Ulta does a lot of business, and it may be other stores. Again, I don't know. I'm just talking about my experience. I don't understand how we're going to get away from using pennies. I understand they're not making them, but does this make any sense to you, or am I losing my damn mind? I'm actually asking your opinion about this.
Who didn't see this coming? Big retailers are now using the penny shortage to take advantage of customers. Some stores are rounding your change down if they don't have pennies on hand. So if your change is 10.04, suddenly it's, sorry, no pennies. And you're handed a 10 because it's just a few cents. But multiply that by thousands of transactions a day. This is their problem to figure out, not mine. And I ain't trying to give these companies free money. If you're using cash, pay attention. Because corporate's counting on you not noticing.
Okay, people. I just came out of Home Depot, bought some stuff. My change was $10.51. They rounded it down. The girl tried to give me $10.50. I asked where my penny was because that's my money. She said, we don't have pennies. We round it down. I said, nope, you either take this stuff back or you go get your manager. I want my money. Corporate's not keeping their customers' money. You want to round? You round up. Manager came over and she said, we don't have pennies, sir. I was like, well, then you're going to give me a nickel. And she looked at me. I was like, nope, that's my money. You don't keep my money. That's stealing from me. So she said, give him the money. Give him a nickel. Don't argue with him. So I made him give me my nickel. So either give me a penny or you round up. There's hundreds of millions of pennies still out on the market. There's no excuse for this. They just stopped making them. People, don't let them keep your money. It's yours.
Have y'all ever seen this before where it says rounding and they give you a couple of cents more at your Walmart?
Because now we're not wasting the money to print more pennies, and less money is in circulation.
So pennies are done. The government decided they cost too much to make, more than the actual value of the penny itself. Now stores are going to start phasing out the penny. Eventually they won't have it and won't be able to give exact change to people who pay with cash. But it's okay. They've come up with a solution for that. They're just going to round up and pass the costs on to us, the customers. Isn't that nice? And I know we're talking about pennies here. It's not that much, but over the course of a year, it adds up, right? And in this economy, shit, I'll take the pennies. Like, why couldn't we go for the nickel? The nickel costs 14 cents to make. That could have saved us some money, I'm sure. And we don't need that to give exact change. Like, the nickel could right off as far as I'm concerned. But I think corporations saw this as an opportunity to make a extra couple $1 million probably across thousands of stores and millions of customers paying in cash. Those extra pennies add up for them too. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting. Corporations saw that the penny was going away and they're like, how could we come up on this?
So as you can see, this is something that is starting quietly in a couple of different locations, and it's going to build up. You know, we are moving towards a cashless society, and this started back in 2020 when we started seeing the coin shortages and the retraction of coins. And now we're seeing these companies rounding down, and some are rounding up as well. But something that my mom told me years ago is that, and you know, you may think of this one way or another, but when I was a child, she told me to always take the change back from the store when you're done. You know, if you're owed 2 pennies or 3 pennies, you get that back, or 10 cents, whatever it is. And one time I asked her, you know, what's such a big deal about that, or however I asked her, but I did pose the question. And my mom said, because if you didn't have that extra 10 cents or 5 cents or 25 cents, you wouldn't be able to walk out with that item. You need the full cash amount to be able to purchase the item. So at the end, when they give you your change back, you take that change. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense. And fast forward to today, I believe that principle still applies. And it's not just about, in my opinion, the cents, you know, the few pennies or the quarter, the nickel. It's not about how little money that is or to be a stickler on anything, but it's the principle. Just like my mom told me, you need to have the exact amount of money if you want to purchase something. So at the end, your change due should be the exact amount as well. If they don't have that change, My opinion is that they should round up, not round down. So that should be at the expense of the company. So we're going to continue to see the retraction of coins because we are moving into a cashless society. And this is probably going to increase. You're going to be seeing this, in places that you shop. If they even still accept cash, there's places that right now you can only pay with a card, or with your phone, with a cash app or whatever those things are. I don't use any of those. I like cash. I love to use cash. And then, of course, there's the debit card to use as well. But that's what's going on. What are your thoughts? Share down below. Are you a proponent of a cashless society? Do you think that that's great? Do you think that we need to still use cash? What are your thoughts? Share down below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Take care.